F my life? Sure, we all have them. Some have many of them, but I dare say few have had the F my life that Emily O'Brien has had. It's not Emily's story that's remarkable. It's not how she got involved with some nasty things or where she went wrong. The most incredible thing about Emily's story is how she pulled herself out. Not only how she pulled herself out, but how she pulled so many others out. How do you go from being a bright honors student and athlete in high school and university and a successful business person with her own fast-growing agency to become an addict, a drug mule, and a convict? But more importantly, how do you go from F my life to find my life and then to fix my life? And that's what we're here for. And man, I cannot think of a better person to show us how. Please grab a coffee and join us as we talk to Emily O'Brien about her life, her journey, and her mission. All right. Well, welcome to the Founders Music Lab podcast. I'm the founder guy, Bill, and I'm joined by the music guy, Steve.
Hey, that's me.
That's Steve. And my buddy, Ed, the coffee guy.
I'm the coffee guy.
He's the coffee guy, as you found out. Okay, so I get to meet a lot of people doing what I do. I like working with startups. And one of the ones that I was lucky to have coffee with is sitting across the table from me right now. Very rarely, I meet a lot of people, but there are a few that are as forceful and powerful as the one I met at that coffee shop that day. And it's not because of her story. It's not because of the one we're going to reference and the one she promotes. It's because of who she is. She's determined. She's authentic. She has a passion. And there's a determination and pure authenticity that just exudes. And I couldn't wait to get her on our podcast here, and she was so generous to say yes. And I'm very thankful to welcome Emily O'Brien, the founder of Comeback Snacks, and the curator of an incredible story that we'll get into as we get going. So welcome, Emily.
Thank you for having me. Thanks for the last-minute coffee.
The Java.
With pleasure. Hopefully it tastes good.
It's delicious.
Yeah. So as we've, as has become typical now, we start off with Ed. Ed starts off with the question that gets us going. So I'll let Ed get at it.
My perspective on things being a business owner is I know my life. I know what I do. I know what day-to-day is. I know I do accounting here and I do deliveries there and I do customer calls or development or, we're founders, we're creators, and most of the time we're administrators. But I'm always curious as to what's a day in the life for you look like. You have this business, you have your branding, you have your sales, you have everything, just like we do in that sense. What does a 9 to 5 or a 3 to 6 or whatever the day encompasses in normality look? Do you run around?
Normality.
There you go. I mean, in the entrepreneurial version of normality.
So what I love the most about my job is the fact that every day is so different and I meet different people every day. Put me in an office, I'm just so bored. Like sending emails is arduous. Like I'd rather pick up the phone and call and meet people face to face. So whether that's doing store visits, it's doing store demos, it's doing things like this, chatting with you lovely, fine people, going to events, doing public speaking, meetings, whether it's online or in person, and also running my Comeback Catalyst program, which is an incubator for the formerly incarcerated to launch their own business.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Is this a new thing?
New this year, yeah.
Amazing. Congratulations. Yes. That's great to hear.
Thank you.
We'll get into that then a little bit further on.
Sure.
I have lots of questions on that topic. That's really interesting. And in the day-to-day world, though, like this morning, I don't even know where you're located. So like your offices are where?
My office is in my car.
In your car.
And then I have like a desk
remote.
at home, and then my office is literally like my phone, right? So wherever I can communicate with people because I'm always on the go. That's where it is. And yeah, I do have a desk at home for when I run the sessions, or when I have to have like a more serious meeting that you're not doing with like background noise, whatever. And this morning I went to St. Catharines. I was on a TV show, so it was. I can't even remember the name. It's been a long time.
We won't tell them. They won't listen yet.
It'll be a surprise.
Yeah. Is it out now?
No, it's not.
Was it live?
It was just filmed today. Yeah, but it'll be out.
Okay,
it's actually faith-based. It's a faith-based show. So it's all about forgiveness and redemption. That was like the theme.
Well, that's
right.
cool.
So different. Any audience. Like I've spoken to so many different audiences, and this one just happened to be a Christian-based audience.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this is an everything based
Yeah.
with the FMLs.
Yeah, and then I went and visited my friends on the way here. They have a spa called Trinity Sauna, and it's like a hot and cold plunge thing, and I helped him start it with his marketing. So it was on the way, so I went and visited, said hi. And then I met my friend Bonnie for lunch, and I went to prison with her, and so she's actually going to start doing some work for Comeback Snacks in the area, so doing some sampling at the local Sobeys around here because she lives here. Mm-hmm. And then
where's the production?
Mississauga. And then I went and saw Wanda. You know Wanda.
Yep.
You know, I was like, Wanda. Then I went and saw Wanda, and yeah, here we are.
Oh, your network.
Yeah.
Anytime you get a chance.
I always think of who I can visit in the town that I'm visiting or on the way because it's just that much more exciting. Right.
And do you limit yourself to Ontario as a whole, Southern Ontario, GTA?
For the business?
For this type of, day-to-day activity?
Usually, yeah, unless I get flown out somewhere, unless it's a trade show. I go to Vancouver, like BC a lot, and then if I do speaking engagements, it's all across Canada.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, welcome. It's fun to hear. And like I said, it's I just like to get a snapshot of, I know my little world and I know where I am in it, but other business people are always doing something. And those things that they do are of interest to me as a business owner, and having been doing this for a long time, it's really interesting to hear how others develop or start or maneuver or focus on that piece of it that they're really good at. I mean, we learn over time that we can't do it all. So we delegate, we have partnerships, we have people that join us that are on for the ride for the long run, and we help them and grow with them. And my business philosophy was always to work with bright young minds, give them a launching pad, and hopefully they take off. And then find another and do it again. And then they, you see them 10, 20 years later and they've done amazing things in life. And they're like, yeah, that time that we worked with you was... So that's the inspiration for me.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, it is fun.
Mm-hmm. The knowledge is great, but if you don't share it, it's useless.
Absolutely. And when you get to a certain age, you need to make sure that the things that you did learn, you get to impart to others before you're not here to impart it. And I'm not saying that we're old either, but...
You never know.
It becomes clearer and clearer the longer you're around that, in 100 years, we'll all be forgotten. So share now while we can and while we're capable and of sound mind to do those things. That's when it really has value for us as well.
Mm-hmm. So I think I'm sound mind most of the time, but not all the time.
It doesn't take a sound mind. Actually, it's better if it's not, I think. But you're doing that. You're doing the same thing. You're imparting opportunities for those that you served with, those who are disadvantaged. You're illuminating opportunities. I think that's the thing that we want to do with this podcast is help people understand that, there's not just a 9-to-5er out there. Mm-hmm. Like there are options out there, and you could be trapped in something. You could be, have been incarcerated. You could have been the victim of something. You could have whatever. But you don't have to be afraid. It's not easy, but we try to tell the stories, and I'm sure Emily's going to help take us through some of her experiences.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. So we've talked about today, what you do now. I'd like to know about the Emily at 5 years of age, 6, 7.
5 years of age. Oh,
what
reading
kind of
books.
Character?
I was very quiet. I was a very quiet child. I loved learning. I always read books. My mom even said it when I was a baby. I would just sit in my crib and read.
Oh, really?
I never
Wow.
screamed and yeah.
I find that to be a consistent theme. We had our last interview was with someone who was very quiet.
Yeah.
But anyways, So that was, you were not a rambunctious, adventurous go-getter?
I was adventurous. I loved learning. I loved animals. I was always part of like different clubs and groups, and I loved planting trees. And I was part of the junior naturalist club. I spent a lot of time at the library. I went to the library by myself as soon as I could. Like, would come home with wagon. Like, I had this red wagon, and I would come home every week with like different books and like CDs.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
Where'd you get that from? Who inspired you to do that?
I think they just put books in my crib, and I loved reading. I still do. Like, that's when I went to prison. I like read 82 books. I was like, oh my God, I miss reading, right? 'Cause it's so hard to like actually get a book done. Like it's not now. It's like more of a chore to read, and it shouldn't be, right? Because like you have to make time for it. But in prison, I was like, oh my God, it's like freedom. I get to read as much as I want.
Okay,
Right.
kids, don't let that be a lesson.
Oh.
Don't go to prison. Okay, so you go. You're reading. Your adventures. You join these clubs. You're getting older. 10, 11, 12. Entering the teenage years.
Played a lot of sports. I played water polo, basketball, baseball. Pretty athletic. Like I had a lot of energy.
I never noticed.
No? Okay. Well, maybe one day.
So, were your parents pushing you? Were
Yeah.
they...
My older sister was in basketball, and so like, oh, Emily, you should play basketball. And then so I played like rep ball for a number of years.
Oh wow!
But the girls on the team were like mean to me. So that's when I learned how to be a good defense player, because they never wanted to pass me the ball. Because I was like, I wasn't supposed to make the team. And then my dad was like, let her try out again. And then I made it after. So like people on the team, they're like, didn't think I deserved to be there. And so they're just so mean. Bitches.
So you didn't give up.
Bitches. And so I learned I was like, if you're not going to pass me the ball, then I'm going to have to just how to learn to be a really good defensive player.
Yeah.
Which actually, all those lessons in sports taught me a lot about, basketball court or courtroom.
Yeah.
They're on offense playing defense, right? So there's a lot of things that I learned from playing sports that I kind of applied to.
Yeah, that's
The next lesson in a couple years.
Yes, yeah, of course. How to work with different characters.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's something that's another recurring theme. Either you've been in music or been in sports, but there's life lessons to be learned that are very important, and we encourage parents to make sure that their kids have every opportunity to get involved.
Yeah.
I get the sense from reading things about you that your parents were very supportive and very helpful and very encouraging.
Yeah, they were. They were awesome. I also was in musical theater, and I played the piano. So I kind of did everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, what pushed you in that direction?
I loved music, so I would always like stay in my room and like sing songs. So they're like, "We're gonna put you in musical theater," but I was never good at acting. This is a funny thing. I could sing, but like when it came to acting, I was like not good at it. And that to this day, I can't for the life of me. I just start laughing. I can't. It's like, how do people do this for like a career? Like I can't keep a straight face. Which obviously played out at the border,
Yeah. Oh yeah, we'll get to that one. We'll get to your acting skills. So you're swimming. You're in school. You're doing well in school.
Elementary school, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I went to high school, and I didn't like really know how to talk to anyone because it was a different group, it was a different crowd, and so like I went from like I was still pretty like shy in elementary school. I played sports, but like I didn't really like talk to everyone in my class. And then whenever I was meeting new big groups of people, I would like get, I don't know, I didn't know how to talk, so I just did what every little youngster does and hits the Colt 45 and 2 zigzags and learned how to talk to people.
Colt 45. Nice.
So
It worked. I mean,
It does.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
definitely an inhibitor.
Yep.
not
Kids,
to encourage people to do it, but
lessons. Yeah, lessons.
No, but there's escapes in how we deal with things, and that's who we are and why we got to be where we are. Look, I grew up, my parents are divorced, a lot of free time, and I hung out with older kids, so that's what was normal, and so you just fit right in. Mm-hmm. Thank God they set up good guardrails as parents for us, or for me anyway, and able to ride those rails without falling off. But plenty of opportunity abounds.
So how old were you when Okay, we might as well get into the big story.
All right.
The one you frame your business around, the one you own.
Yes.
And I find you're wise beyond your years.
Most of the time.
Most of the time, but still,
It depends on the day.
how you deal with it. I mean, it would have destroyed many people, and it has.
Yeah.
But maybe you can get into what you were doing, how you got into a situation where ultimately you were incarcerated.
Yeah, I mean, like most people, no one thinks like I graduated from high school with honors, went to university, graduated from university with honors. My degree was in international development. So after that, I lived in Indonesia.
Wow.
I worked for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. I lived with a wonderful Muslim family. People told me not to go. They're like, you don't have no rights there. And I was like, come on. Like, it's a country of 280 million people. Like, give me a break. So, because I knew people that lived there. And I just thought it was ridiculous that someone would take one opinion and base it off every single person in a whole country. And so I was like, I'm going.
Yeah.
Also, because like no one else wanted to go there in the internship. Like it was like the least. No one applied. No one else applied for it, so I got it. Everyone wanted the Europe ones, like the Paris internships. I was like, I'm going to Indonesia. And
Shoot low.
but it ended up being the most wonderful experience like of my life. I just felt so protected there and so safe. Like I had rights there. I could do what I wanted. Like I was actually looked after. Like I felt so safe. I was driven around everywhere on the backs of motorcycles. People I knew their drank. They had tattoos. Like it was modern Muslim. It wasn't it wasn't strict.
Yeah.
So, the perceptions that people had were just completely wrong. And I was like, I knew like they'd be wrong. And but yeah, I got to work at a nonprofit because. So when I worked for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, like they were working on like their Millennium Development Goals, and one of those goals was to like reduce the transmission of HIV and AIDS. And so I actually worked at a place called Rumah Samara, which means peaceful house. And it was people that had got HIV and AIDS from intravenous drug use. And so they're all, and I wanted to help them, but I never thought I'd be one of those people that would actually become a substance. Like, I never thought I'd be one of those people a couple, like down the road, right? It's like you never think things that'll happen. And I guess maybe that's why. Are you going to edit that out?
Probably. Yeah.
The toilet.
It's the espresso machine getting fed.
Yeah, okay. Well, this is it. This is so everybody knows we're part of a coffee.
I thought it was a toilet.
No, just the espresso machine refreshing its water need. Sorry.
This is what makes this authentic.
Anyway, so I moved back home, and then...
How long did you live in Indonesia?
I did 3 months, 1 year, and then the next year I went back just again so I could explore, and...
How long did you stay the second time?
2 months. Yeah.
Yes, 5 months.
So then I came back, and I worked all these marketing jobs, and because like to get any job, you have to have 3 years experience, which I had like 6 months or whatever it was. It's so hard. It's like ridiculous when you graduate school. It's like, ooh, like graduate, but you have to have 3 years experience, but no one's going to give it to you, like to even start. So I just got any job that I could, which was marketing jobs. So I'd give out like samples and stuff. I worked on golf courses, and then I worked for Pitney Bowes, which was like, I don't know how, but I was able to sell mailing machines, which are obsolete.
Yeah.
So I was like, if I can sell this, then I must be good at it. And I was like, I didn't even like want to, I felt bad because they're like, oh, you sign them up. And I was like, no one's going to be using this crap in like year.
You do what you do to survive.
Yeah. So like throughout all this, I was living in Toronto, and I was like telling a lot of stories through like my own social media, and people were like, why don't you like try out entrepreneurship and start telling other people's stories? And I was like, I knew I loved like the day-to-day craziness. Like I'd like the difference of every day. And so I tried it, and I started a boutique social media agency, and it grew.
All right.
Yeah, and it was doing really well. But then like my parents got an awful divorce. It was so awful. And so I turned from celebrating to medicating, and like basically like locked myself in my room and did like a lot of cocaine. But and this like
So how were you introduced to it?
How was I introduced to it?
To the cocaine.
High school, but like you couldn't afford it then, so I didn't really do it. I just tried it. Because, like, who could afford cocaine in high school?
Yeah, I don't know.
Or university, by that means. And then where I was living in, like, Liberty Village, so it was just, like, more common. Like, people there all worked in the arts and, like, Bay Street and all that stuff. So it was just common. Like, it wasn't, like, something that was hidden on, like, a Tuesday night. Like, it was, maybe that was just what I told myself, but...
Yeah.
It's a little of both. If you find the right,
environment,
everything. And it could be anything.
Yep, it could be anything and anywhere.
Yeah, and for a bit, like I was like literally high functioning. I would still do everything that I wanted to do, but then it obviously takes its toll. And then I obviously became more isolated. And that's when I met someone through my work. He was actually like a customer of mine, and he was sober. Got to know him over the course of 8 months. And he's like, why don't we go on this sober trip to St. Lucia? And I was like, okay. There was like some weird things that happened, but I was like, not weird enough that I like cut him off, right? Like,
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, okay, we'll go on this trip. And then we go to the airport. So we book the tickets, and we go to the airport, and then I look at my ticket, and we're already there. And so he told me we were going somewhere completely, like a completely different place. So then he's like, no, it must have just been like your drinking, and his personality like started to change. But I looked at the text messages that he sent me, and I literally showed it to him. And he's I'm sorry. So I was like, whatever. I had my suitcase, and I get on that plane. I'm like, whatever. Like, we both blamed each other, whatever. We're just like, okay, let's forget about it and go on flight. And then so 3 days in, it's like all fun for the first 3 days. And then the third day, he's like, you're not going down to the pool today. Did you really just think this is all fun and games? We're here to work. In a nutshell, I get brought to a drug cartel house.
Oh my God.
And I thought we were going to like volunteer or something. I was like, where are we going? So I wasn't afraid in the beginning because I was like,
yeah.
I don't know. Like I didn't think
You
anything.
trusted this guy.
Yeah. Like, and it's not like I was like
There's
so
no
coked
signs.
out of my mind. Like I still had reasonable. Oh my God, it says popcorn on the wall.
Squirrel.
Well, when I see that word, I recognize it. But yeah, obviously, it's like seeing
Okay,
your
for
own
the
name.
listeners, there's a tasting chart on the wall of Ed's.
In our tasting cupping room, and one of the flavors of coffee is popcorn.
Yeah, it never used to be, but we knew Emily was coming, so we
Yeah.
put it
Added
up
it
there.
in there.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good with a Sharpie. aren't I?
Yeah, Sharpie. Way to go, Trump.
Yes. Sorry to break the flow of the story there. But anyway, so this lady comes out. We go to this house, and this lady comes out. She's like, thank you so much for doing this. And I'm like, what? She's like a grandma. I'm like, what is happening? And then so I found out that he's actually been in a lot of debt. And so when he booked those tickets, he sent my ID to these people saying that we were both going to bring drugs back to settle whatever debt he had. Oh. Yeah. And I was like, I'm a terrible liar. Like, this is where the terrible lying thing came. So I was like, I've never done this in my life. But I guess he thought because I was so well traveled that I would like, obviously he knew that I had a drug problem. I'd be fine with it, just like easygoing, whatever. And obviously it did not work out. Like, I just wanted to go home. I wasn't going to play gangster. The last 3 days were hell. I just got absolutely trashed. But on the last day, I made a conscious choice not to drink or do anything that day because I was like, I want this, I want to feel this, and I want to be sober, and I want my body language to be the loudest language in the room.
Right.
So I'm not going to rat on myself because then that's my fault for losing these drugs that are worth, at street level, hundreds of thousands of dollars. So on the airplane ride, it's like the longest and shortest airplane ride of my life. We land.
So you're carrying it in the luggage?
No, it's like strapped to my body.
Oh.
So it looked like a Kleenex box was shoved under my shirt. It was so embarrassing.
It was so obvious.
Yeah. It was like almost like it was supposed to be butchered so that I think someone else, this hasn't been proven obviously, but the theory was that, and this is a common tactic, is like they'll put someone who has no experience with like a lesser amount on the same flight as someone who has a lot more as a distraction.
Oh.
Right.
So you think there was someone else on the flight that had a lot more that didn't get caught?
But it turns out that they were actually watching him. He'd done this trip like multiple times. So the feds were watching. Is that what you call them here? The feds or the RCMP?
I don't know.
Yeah. CBSA. He was being watched, basically.
You know them more than we do. So far.
Yeah. Anyway, so we got pulled into secondary. And again, I'm like not going to. The last question they asked me. Again, I'm not going to go like, help me, because then I can't sabotage this myself, because then it's fucking dangerous, right? So,
Yeah.
The last question they asked me, like, Miss O'Brien, we're going to do a physical search on you. Is there anything that you want to declare? And I looked at the floor, and it was the longest 10 seconds. Too long, I guess, because he had to ask me again. Oof. And it's Miss O'Brien. And then I looked him straight in the eye, and I was like, you got to tell the truth. So I said, yeah. Because I knew that they already knew lying to a federal agent was going to just dig me deeper. And I was done protecting this prick that had put, you know what I mean? So that's when I said yes. And then I was searched, and they tested the drugs. And I was like, when can I go home? And they're like, honey, you're not going home. This is where the ignorance is not bliss comes in.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
So 2.5 years on house arrest. And then I plead guilty because I'm not going to go to trial against these people. And I also knew that I had to take accountability. And I also knew that I didn't want to put my parents through any more hell. Like they weren't on very great terms, obviously, but they had to like come together for me. They had to come to the court on the Monday, and like the look on my mom's face was just
I
like,
can imagine.
but I couldn't even look at my dad. I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
So, but my mom, I think she's just glad that I was okay.
Yeah.
And then that was the beginning of a very long, difficult road. But obviously, I came around because I was like, I'm not going to let this beat me, and I'm not going to let people tell me that my life's going to be over. And this couldn't have just happened to me. So I got to do something good with it, because that's how I was raised. And prison, here we come.
So
how many years ago?
This was in 2015 when I got arrested, so 10 years ago.
Congratulations.
Happy anniversary.
I know. That's what the 10 years, the thing you were talking about.
10 years
The
on
video.
the other side.
Yeah. Oh, the 10 lessons in 10 years.
Yeah.
Oh,
Look at that.
Look at that. She's in marketing.
There's going to be more videos of those coming out, by the way.
Oh, we will get into that.
10 most mortifying moments,
So did you ever did people abandon you? Not your parents, obviously, but did you ever feel that friends that you had over the years
people talk so much shit. Of course they did. Yeah. My mom's friends were rude to her. Like, my poor mom was embarrassed. Like, she wasn't embarrassed, but like, they tried to make her feel embarrassed.
Yeah.
People have a knack to dig in on someone that has, misfortune or whatever it is, so that they don't have to carry their own misfortune.
And that really pissed me off. So that was
sure.
another thing. I was like, don't you dare go after my mom for this. Like,
Yeah.
this has nothing
Go
to do
after
with
me,
her.
but don't go after my mom.
Yeah.
No, you own
Yeah.
your things and you go forward with them, and you embrace the repercussions of what you've done.
Yeah.
Did you have friends that had your back?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I had the most visitors, they said, of anyone.
Oh, nice.
It might have been just people wanting to know what prison was like, but but no, you actually have to be approved. Like, there's actually a pretty rigorous clearance process. Like, they have to approve you. You have to have no criminal record. They have to call you and make sure it's you. Like, and they can say no, right?
Yeah.
So, you can't just have anyone come in.
So you did have a good support network
Yeah.
that you were able to draw on.
Because people knew me, right? Like, I was always a good kid. I was a good person, and they wanted to see me succeed. But also, I did have to kind of go on a timeout, right? It's like
Right.
but I saw it as an investment. Everyone was like, punishment, but I was like, if I saw it as punishment, I wouldn't have been able to grow. So I saw it as an investment. You have legal fees that are $50,000. And I drained my savings. My parents helped me pay the last little bit, but I was like, I'm going to pay you every cent back. And so I was like, if I'm going to spend $50,000 on something, I better get something out of it. Number one's going to be rehab. Rehabs are like $30,000-$40,000 a month, some of them. School, university, right? I was like, okay, I'm going to get my MBA in here. That's another, right? All those costs. So I was like,
You're brilliant.
And a sabbatical.
You're
It's going to be like
absolutely
a place where I can go
Yeah.
read. So like people,
Now
that's kind of how I
you
saw
realize
it.
that's not common, right?
What?
All of it.
Sabbatical?
No,
Your approach to it.
your approach to the situation is uncommon.
Oh, it's uncommon or it is common?
No, it's not
It's
common.
uncommon.
You're
Oh.
not
You
common
must know
in
that.
You have to know that.
Well, like I was like, again, I was not going to I knew something good had to come out of it. And I was like, take this as something. Because that's who I was. Like, I used my rebelliousness for something good
Right.
instead
That's
of turning
brilliant.
into
But
revenge.
most people don't have that ability. So, I mean, congratulations because you have it. More congratulations because you're sharing it with others to teach them and educate them on how to use it. But that resiliency against such high odds is rare. I mean, you see it like we talked earlier about athleticism. Some athletes have that ability to go beyond what's physically bearable by others.
Mm-hmm.
But you're cool, calm, and collected, and you used it with purpose, and that's admirable.
Well, it wasn't right away. I spent like a year being mad, and I was like, I can't live in this anguish anymore. You
Okay,
have
I
to.
was hoping
you have
you
to
would have
spend
had that,
time.
'cause
Yeah,
that-
of course.
yeah,
I wasn't just like
okay.
I got this handled.
Yeah.
No, but I just became so sick of living in that space that I knew it wasn't me,
Right.
and it was changing my personality. So
And that's the FML, portion of life is that year and all of us, we were talking about this assimilating back to music, one-hit wonders.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody only wrote the one song. They just had the one hit, but they wrote song after song after song. And how long did that take? So everyone's like, oh yeah, that was a one-hit wonder. They were famous for that one thing they did. But that one thing took a long time to...
And a lot of failures.
a lot
of
of failure,
like
anguish.
Vanilla
and-
Ice. Isn't he the Ice Baby song?
that was a different story, but
That's
So
sort of.
he's an example of one hit wonder, right?
oh
Yes.
yeah, but
Yeah.
they were. What was the story on that? They weren't the real.
No, you're thinking Milli Vanilli.
Oh, I'm thinking
Oh,
Milli
yeah.
Vanilli, right?
They,
Okay.
They were the
lip
it was-
syncers.
Yeah, the lip
Yeah, lip
syncers.
syncers, right. Yeah, some people
But
can
they
get away
all-
with it, but they didn't get away with it.
No,
No, you've got
they
to be
did for a
real.
while,
They
but it all
did.
came crashing down.
It sure did.
But the point is, you had a year of being mad,
Yeah.
and then you turned that anger in energy into positive.
Yes. Yeah. I was angry, mad, drinking fucking Tito's in the attic at my mom's house. Like,
Yeah.
it's not, but I was like, this is not me. Like, what are you doing? Like, stop it. Because I was sometimes you have to like actually look back on your past. Like, so I was at my mom's house. I was on house arrest. We looked at all these old photo albums, how great of a family we were, and how much love there was in the household. And like, so you have to look back on those moments and be like, we can find this again. All right.
That's brilliant. That is great. I mean, that's the fix my life portion.
Oh, perfect.
Because you had the fuck my life.
Yeah.
and then you had a year of just commiserating, and then you had that conscious
Wallowing in self-pity.
Yeah, exactly. And then you had this illumination of that's not me.
Yeah.
And I think that's that transition point to the fix my life. I'm going to fix this.
Yeah.
This is not me. I got to find out who I am. But let's get that back. And then ultimately you found your life.
Yeah.
And so your life now is so you're in prison for 4 years.
I got a 4-year sentence, but I served it in different ways, like with, consistent with parole, right?
Yeah. Okay. And during that time, you're going through the whole find my life, fix my life process.
Yeah.
You're well, maybe you can tell us what you were doing in prison that led you to where you are today.
Yeah. So when I was inside, like I met so many other people that were just like me that just made mistakes or did things to survive or not necessarily malicious things over and over again. And we all just wanted a second chance. And there's also like a lot of misconceptions about the people in prison. There's a tremendous amount of mental illness in prison where they should not be in a prison.
Yeah.
Right. Which
Yep.
isn't even talked about.
No, that's true.
But for the most part, the people that I met, the people that realize that they did something wrong, because there's some people that don't even realize they did something, and they're like mentally ill people, right? That's kind of like a different
Genre.
yeah. But the people that I met that had all like realized they fucked up and wanted a second chance, but we realized how hard it was going to be. We talked about this over food. Popcorn was a popular prison snack. I liked popcorn because like I always liked movies and I liked putting my own recipes on it. And what I also like about popcorn is like every kernel pops differently. It's like a snowflake. It's kind of like people, right?
That's a good one. I'm
Sort of like a coffee bean, eh?
gonna have to steal that.
You're going to steal it. Yeah,
All
I
right.
knew that was going to come.
It can be like inspired by.
Absolutely.
Comeback coffee.
But yeah, so we all put our own recipes. And everyone was just so creative, and we're talking about employment being one of those things that we were terrified of facing.
Yeah, who's going to hire you?
Upon release, right? Because even if like you had a good resume before, it's like you're still looked at and you're still condemned,
Yeah.
right? And employers know this because they don't want to take on the risk. And sure, there's some some entry level jobs which are great, but like they don't necessarily even allow you to grow. It's like you're just stuck in this minimum wage thing forever, which I also didn't think was fair. And so I was like, we were all having popcorn one night. Like each bowl of popcorn was like a blank canvas of creativity, and like the amount of other like methods of creativity in there was like insane. There was a whole prison economy in there.
I bet.
Yeah. So I was like, why don't I start a popcorn company where I can employ myself and other people in here and prove that we are worthy of second chances? And I know I was reading all about like social enterprises, and I knew that I was in there at a time where prison reform was starting to take shape. People were starting to realize, if it was like 2,000 people, they're like, fuck, we don't give a shit.
Yeah.
But like, I was living in a time where like the U.S. had started more of these movements. So people were starting to realize that mass incarceration and like not offering redemption after incarceration just led to more problems.
Oh, speaking of, where were you in jail?
Grand Valley.
Oh,
Yeah,
here.
locally here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was
Sorry.
reading books all about that, and then I was reading business books, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to start a popcorn company. And so the idea started from like literally inside prison, and then I would read books, as you know, Dave Chilton. I read Dave Chilton's book. I wrote an article called The Relatively Wealthy Inmate, how I managed like $5 a day of my paycheck. I sent it to his office, and he's like, I'm going to help you when you get out. So it's like building the network like that, and working with all the volunteers, the wonderful volunteers that like took up their time to come into a prison and support us. And yeah, and then I started working on my business plan. And so when I got out, I obviously couldn't just jump into entrepreneurship. You have to have like a job with a paycheck. So It's like, what other like kind of place of employment kind of is synonymous with restart? It's like restarting your life. And I was like, a gym. You know, people go to gyms all the time to like get back on track or whatever. And so I went to this gym, and I was like, I'll be honest, I just got out of prison. I love working out, I love fitness, and I needed a second chance, and they gave me a job. Like literally, I had my resume, and it was my prison resume. It was all the jobs that I had in prison.
That's
it was
amazing.
my inmate number.
Oh my gosh.
And they're like, we love this. And so, yeah, I worked there. And then I built the company. And within 6 months, I had my first hire. And it was a guy that had been in prison in Kingston. So, yeah.
And how'd you meet him?
I met him through an organization called The Bridge in Hamilton. It's a place where like men can go after they get released from the Hamilton jail. So he had been in Kingston, and then somehow he ended up in Hamilton. And so he was staying at this place called The Bridge, which houses people after. Because men are often, like, women have more places to go, whereas men often don't. So, like, that's why this
Interesting.
place, yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. So that's how I met him. His name was Chris.
And is he still
And now
involved,
he's a
or-
manager at Food Basics.
No
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, he was great. He was awesome. So,
Oh, that's fantastic.
yeah.
Locally or in Hamilton or
In Hamilton.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so there's companies out there that will give second chances.
Mm-hmm.
They will overlook. They will recognize that there's value in people. There's a lot that don't. Mm-hmm. So that's got to be a challenge.
I mean,
find those companies and
yeah, like you'll find that a lot of companies won't maybe announce it, but there is ways to work with their departments and talk to them. So what I do consulting on now, like just for free, is like I tell people how to like use their experience as a form of strength. Because what people want is someone that's dedicated and honest, right? And obviously depending on the crime, like, you know, but like I helped my friend with a record get a job at RBC. So, I mean, maybe don't publish that. So let's edit that. I helped my friend with a record get a job at one of the top 4 banks.
which is RBC. But
It's a real big bank. Oh no,
you
it's
know what?
RBB.
Real big bank.
That's a big green check mark for RBC. That
Sure.
or any company that does give second chances and will value people based on what they are, who they are, and not on a mistake. Mm-hmm. On one mistake, I just find that absolutely deplorable that people will ride just on one mistake because everybody makes mistakes.
Yeah, and so it's actually like it's like a trifold. Is that the word? It's like a trifecta of like goodness, right? It's good for the person; they get to restart their life. It's actually good for the employer because people coming out of prison are more loyal, so they're going to have less turnover, right?
Right.
And it's also good for society because then people have jobs, they have legal employment, so they're
not going to go back into anything or be desperate or
Yeah.
No, that's an excellent lesson. You know what? I'm going to go through some of your 10 lessons.
Okay.
I don't know where we are in time. How we doing, Steve?
Only about
2025.
half an hour in. I'm also curious
perfect.
about how you go from an idea to a bag full of popcorn. I'd be interested to hear that as well.
Well, when I came out, I knew that I was going to share the story, and I shared the story with the local paper. It was like 8 pages long, and then I got shared in the Toronto Star. And so I worked with a reporter who I went to high school with. If I shared it with someone I didn't know, it would have been told in a way different way. But like because this reporter knew me, she was able to really write the article in a robust, fair way, as opposed to like crime headline.
Right.
Clickbait.
Yeah, and so it was actually one of the most read articles of the entire year, and it was actually one of the most read articles in terms of how much of the article was read, because sometimes people would just read half.
Yeah.
So then, that got picked up by the Toronto Star. Then all these like other outlets wanted to feature me and stuff. So that came in with a tremendous amount of support. A lot of people were like, "Wow, you know." Of course, there's like people that talk shit, but like I didn't care. Like I'm used to people talking shit. Like think of like the justice system. Think of the way cops talk to me. Like like after you get arrested, like they don't talk to you like a human. So it's like, whoop-de-doo. I don't care what these people are saying because I know that what I'm doing is honest, and I know that what I'm doing is I'm going to prove everyone wrong and prove myself right. So it really didn't faze me. I actually kind of liked it.
That's the rebel.
Yeah, it's like too rebellious to let it piss me
That
off.
was more the FU
Yeah.
to those idiots. Yeah, good for you. So you took that. So I know when we met, I think we met early on, and you
We
were
met
going
at
around.
Williams, right?
Yeah, we did. And
Oh.
you were
Met
trying
Bill
to figure
at Will.
Bill at Will, yeah. Should have been at Eco Cafe in St. Jacobs, but I mean that's
I didn't know you then.
no, you didn't.
He finally came to the right side.
Yeah, you finally found me. Yeah, so you were just researching it. I think you were just meeting with Dave at that point.
Yeah, I met with Dave, and then he had a friend who worked in the food space. Dave also knew so many people because of like
they were involved with the
Dragonstein. He knew so many people from that world, right? So he connected me to a lot of people.
But didn't he do the frozen foods with Greta?
Yeah,
and So what's the name of the books?
Crazy Plates.
Crazy Plates. Yeah. We have all of them, by the way. Dave, if you're listening.
Hi, Dave.
I've already told you. We did their first website.
Nice. That's cool.
Yeah, that's my claim to fame with Dave.
Yeah. So anyway, you're asking about how we went to that. So the first batch that we did, I made it in the halfway house kitchen, and then I moved to my mom's kitchen just to because you can't sell it to the public if you're making your mom's kitchen. But I wanted to give it out to friends and family. You could do that, and so people started talking about it there. And then because of all the media that I was doing, like people donated like popcorn poppers, print paper, event spaces. Like it was awesome. Like I call it like a community built business because there's so many people involved. Like people that had spaces like their farmers market were like, here, why don't you like split my booth with me, no cost, like get your product out there. So it was awesome just seeing how many people really want to support it. And then I had enough money to go to a commercial kitchen where you pay by the hour.
Oh, nice.
And then after like working there for a bit, there's a store called the Horn of Plenty in Dundas, and it was like a staple. It's been there for years. And the owner's son like read the story, and he was trying to like redo the store, and he needed help with social media. So he's like, "Can you help me with my social media? And you can pop here for free. We'll do like a barter." And I'm like, "Hell yeah!" So that was our home for like I think about a year and a half. And we really got to grow. And then I was able to find our first manufacturing partner in 2020, which was when COVID happened, which is interesting because the girl from prison is now an essential business. So while everyone else felt like they were in prison, they couldn't leave their house. I actually could.
I was with you. I was a coffee roaster, and I spent COVID at work.
Yeah.
And I didn't suffer from that syndrome of everybody else being locked up at home.
Yeah.
And it was strange, but it changed my life forever too, because I was married and now I'm not. And that was the beginning of the end. I lost my home to my ex, and it makes sense. Like you look back and you understand how the dynamic of these things happened, but my haven became my cafe. And so we worked all the way through, and I never closed for a day, not one.
Yeah.
And so I'm extremely proud of that now, looking back, because it was the ability to persevere forward and not give up. And it was really easy then because the world was ending and we were all going to die.
everybody was
I was
giving permission.
the world's not ending. I was like, I was in prison. I was like, it didn't honestly faze me. So I was like making.
Been through worse.
And I was like delivering popcorn to people's houses and talking to them. So I ended up like people were talking about how I was like going and helping them. Like I would just go and say like, hey, I was in prison. Like you can still create in what you think are confines.
No,
right?
but what I'm saying is that we, as a person, you didn't, but the world was telling you it was over.
Yeah.
Like the media was saying, whatever they wanted to say. And people, there's a lot of gullible people out there.
Yeah. And
the
a lot of
doomsayers, and they were into just being gloom and doom because it was, now I don't have to do anything because the world's going to end.
Well, it gave him permission
Yeah, it gave him permission
to give up.
I know. I didn't buy. I wasn't like going to let that happen to me. Oh no.
Yeah.
Same here, and we even took it so far as we had a cafe and we built a wall inside the cafe so that we were, we had to separate from people, so we just built a transparent wall, and people would go by. We're like, hey, I made like an alleyway through the cafe.
Oh, but it's brilliant.
And it was amazing, and so we engaged with people in a different way, gave them an experience that was special to them at the time, and they felt like they could get out of their home, go to get the coffee, walk through this weird alleyway, look at us through the window. We'd hand out product through these little drawers that I made that would slide out into the public area, and it became a thing.
Yeah.
So, but you challenged the rest of the world saying it's over, and it wasn't.
Exactly. And that's how we grew. We actually had hockey stick growth that year.
Yep.
So you were delivering?
Yeah.
Like you were selling online, people were buying online?
Stores, grocery stores, and then people would order through our website, and then I'd go deliver it.
So were you selling at? So it
was
now I've been through this journey myself. So
yeah,
and it's always different. But it's smaller stores.
Yeah,
we're name brand stores, specialty stores.
Specialty stores, because we had the shelf. Until we got our manufacturing partner, our shelf life was only like a month. So like bigger stores won't take you, and there's such a bigger, rigorous process.
Yeah.
But it was great because all the independent, like smaller stores loved it, right? So, and then once we switched to caramel corn, we had a longer shelf life too, which is great. So it's like 9 months. now with the manufacturing partner, and they do all like the safety stuff. Like I don't want to be in the manufacturing business. I want to be
just
in
going to
the
ask
brand
you,
build,
like there's
build the
a lot
comeback
of
brand.
Health Canada stuff. There's a lot of like food.
We are the
nutrient-
top. We are the top food safety standard.
but you didn't know that going in. Like
Well-
you didn't know how to do that. Was it the manufacturing partner that brought you through this, or prior, or
So yeah, like I got my food safety thing. I could sell it to the public, but to sell to some stores, they need you to have a shelf life of like 7 months,
right,
and we couldn't guarantee that. So we had to figure out a solution in order to scale.
right?
Yeah.
And so you moved. So you found that the caramel
Yeah.
popcorn was more of a preservative, and
Yeah, exactly.
did you find other things that were?
Popcorn's great. We have
when
like
I
4 or
met
5
you,
flavors.
you had a
so
whole
it's good.
bunch of flavors. That
Oh my god,
were
we had like
just-
900, but it was like
Yeah.
kernels, and so we had to like be like Apple and just trim it down to like 4 or 5 models.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. So you had to figure out what was going to be the best seller
Streamline
and
it,
would
yeah.
streamline it. Costing.
Costing?
Like that
yeah,
whole
like you
business
don't worry
of-
about inventory. Like you don't worry about having extra inventory and too much spices lying around. But it was still fun. It was fun to like experiment with different flavors.
Well,
and
sure,
do,
that's
like,
your
special
research
release.
department.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't want to have too much of that out there because only this much, the small amount is going to sell. The rest is going to sit
Yeah.
and be thrown out, and that's not going to make anybody happy.
Yeah. Or you just pack up whatever you make and you put on the shelf and
What's the shelf life of the kernel
the kernel.
before you pop them?
That I don't know. A while. No, at least a year. Longer
Yeah.
than that. Yeah.
I mean,
'cause
I
we,
asked-
we
I
bought
mean-
a year. We bought a year's worth of.
Of kernels?
Yeah. So it's at least a year.
Yeah, I mean,
He has to worry about it with coffee beans.
coffee.
Oh,
So we don't
okay.
roast until it's ordered because the shelf life of coffee is real short.
Okay.
But as long as you're holding the green, then it's real long. So until someone orders, you don't prepare it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
And so that was just a sidebar
I
question.
love that.
Yeah, well, that's
Trivia.
why I asked because
Popcorn or
there's
coffee trivia.
yeah. Well, there's
Popcorn trivia.
the whole dealing with different, and as you go from the specialty stores or the independents, you get more into distribution. Did you have to pay any shelving fees or
No. Only lately.
just lately?
Yeah, we've been able to negotiate with the whole local thing because stores want to like support local. So if you want to support local, you got to
Yeah.
cut the fees because
Yeah, they've got to
local brands can't
compromise.
afford it.
Yeah. And they've got to advertise that it's local.
Yeah, exactly. So you're not jumping on our bandwagon if we can jump on yours.
Yeah, it's always in dealing with them. I found that it was really either they were trying to sell their own advertising or shelf space, and that's where they made their money. Not
Yeah.
necessarily through trying to sell your product.
Yeah, they're in the real estate business, right?
They're in real estate.
Yeah.
The first time I had a consumer product out there, and I'm dating myself, but this is in the early 90s, it was a product called Frostbuster. And we went to our first store chain, and it was Wilco, and they said, and Steve Darrow was his name. He became actually head of the buying group at Walmart eventually, but he was just a lowlife, not lowlife, liar. I can say that now. I don't sell to them anymore. But he's a junior, and he said to me, listen, we just sell shelf space. And my job is to make sure whatever we put on that shelf space is going to turn. Mm-hmm. So what are you going to do to drive customers to my store and let them know that your product is here?
Yeah.
And how am I going to feel confident that you're going to do that? So we ran out and made a commercial, and we booked some time on the Weather Network. And then he said, "Okay, I'll give you I'll take a couple boxes." Then I went to their competitors, and I said, "Well, hey, listen, these guys are doing this." So they took 5, and then we played them back and forth and back and forth,
Oh, perfect.
and we did extremely well.
How
But
savvy of you.
well,
It's awesome.
no, Steve told us.
Yeah.
It was just all we had to do was listen.
Yeah.
But I learned that lesson that it's shelf space.
Yeah.
It's just real estate.
Yeah.
And you have to play the game. And if you're not ready for the game, don't play the game. Work your way up to the game. And if
Yeah.
you aren't ready for the game and you play the game, make sure you can handle it once you are playing the game.
And don't underestimate like independent stores. A lot of people think they have to be in the big grocers. No, they don't give a shit about you.
No, they don't.
They don't work with independents. They love they are so proud of what they have on their shelves.
Yes.
They will talk about your brand. They'll post about you on social media. Like they'll do like they'll come in and do a demo. Like they are so proud of their own store and the products that they have in it. And so they will really be your best marketers.
It does take a lot of work, though,
What?
because they're only buying a couple boxes.
Well, you have to be, but then like sometimes they have friends and they'll get group orders in and the bulk orders, right? They'll tell their friends, oh, like, and then, right?
Look
So,
at you. Okay.
Yeah.
The glass is always half full with this one.
Yeah, well,
And I like to see it.
I got to
It's
present
infectious.
the half full. I've got to.
No, yeah, you have
present the half full so she can tell me about the other half.
Yeah.
then you give like incentives to like the store owners if like they get you other deals, right? So,
Right. Brilliant. See, you're the savvy one. I was the lucky one. Yeah. So now, what stores are you in now? You're in a lot
1,200.
1,200 stores. Wow. And how do you get it out to 1,200 stores?
we have 3 distribution partners. Number 1 is us direct. That's what we do the stadiums with because they
Okay.
take higher margins, so we can't work in a distributor
Right.
fee.
Yeah.
Then the Neal brothers, they're our distributor. So Peter and Chris Neal, they do the chips.
Oh, yes, I know.
Salsa, but they also have their own distribution company.
very good.
Yeah, I took Peter Neal to Oasis, the Oasis concert for his birthday.
Oh, you dog.
Yeah,
That would be awesome.
yeah, it was good. And
Did you go to the wet one or the dry one? The second
the
one?
Monday
Yeah,
one.
okay.
Didn't want to get
Good for you.
hypothermia.
Yeah. I heard it was awesome.
Yeah.
I heard the other act was awesome.
What?
Who were they?
Coldplay?
No. Who
Oh, Cage the Elephant.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard they were even better.
Yeah. I like
Well, it's Oasis.
Yeah.
I mean, there's familiarity there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
So-
now you're in 1,200 stores, and where can people get it now? Like if
So if you're talking like the bigger stores, Farm Boy, Indigo, Marshalls, Home Sense, Winners, so all of Sobeys Ontario, Longos. But honestly, if I can encourage everyone to go to the website and go to our store locator, if there's a local shop near you, go to that one first.
nice. Okay, and that website is
Comebacksnacks.com.
perfect. Okay. Excellent. And make sure you follow her on the Instagram, comeback snacks.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, but yeah, definitely go to the website. Okay, so you have 10 lessons that I picked up off of Instagram that I would like to go through, and I think they're brilliant. And you've sort of referred to most of them as we've discussed your life here. Your first one is your past does not define your future, but you can use your past to define your future.
Yeah.
So you talked about that.
Yes.
What a great lesson.
Own
if you've
your shit.
Own your shit. Yeah. Like
Good
be
and
comfortable
bad.
with it and work with it.
And that's true freedom, right? Like when you can just be honest and open. When you feel like you're hiding something, it is like the worst feeling ever. It's like you're feeling suffocated from the day you wake up, from the second you wake up to the second you go to sleep.
Like you're wearing a backpack
no way to
full of
live.
lead weights.
Yeah.
It's hard to move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I smoked 20 million cigarettes at the same time.
Yeah. That was a long time ago. But yeah. Your second one is second chances are real, but you have to take the first step. How do you recognize that it's a second chance?
When people have the support and people want to help you. But people are also fed up with your crap.
Yeah.
See, sometimes you have to create one.
You have to build it.
Yeah.
So you just have to take that first step, second step, third step.
Yeah.
Right.
Bunny hop.
Bunny hop. Yeah. Your third one is vulnerability is a strength, not a weakness.
Yeah, I mean, just being honest about things that happen, the good, the bad.
People want to help.
It's like the whole
Right?
thing when I came up with the story. People that I never thought police officers wanted to help. Like everyone just came in and was like people I never thought I'd talk to, really, and on good terms, really wanted to help. And so like that turned into me speaking at police conferences and stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
cool.
and it gave you a chance to let people really understand that you're a good person,
yeah.
that you are who you are, and you're not afraid to talk about it.
Yeah, you can't just put every single person who breaks the law in one box.
No, exactly.
That's the problem, right?
Which is the big problem.
Yeah.
I mean, we have a well, you've
Literally
been
and literal box.
yeah, literally. With popcorn.
right.
Yeah. What was I going to say? No, it doesn't matter. So your third one, it was community and support matter more than you think.
Yeah.
So that sort of goes hand in hand with that. People came out, they want to help. Yeah, that's what I was getting at.
Because they want to learn. Because
They-
they probably have someone that they know that also needs that help, right? So
Right.
yeah.
And if the thing I was going to say that I forgot to say was this: so you know social media, you know what social media does. for spreading misinformation. And did you find that at all?
You got to have a thick skin. There's always going to be people that talk shit, but like, I mean, I guess everyone's kind of different, like, but you have to know what you're getting yourself into, right? Because if people can be cruel, but like if like I just built like a really thick skin because I was like I had no other option,
Right.
so I had no choice, and now it's great. It's like nothing really.
But what a great lesson for everybody.
Yeah.
Like it's not going to kill you.
Yeah.
In fact, it's going to open up opportunities.
I think if you're talking social media wise and the new methods of communication wise, people don't talk as much shit to your face as they do online.
It's actually hilarious.
Yeah.
It's like cartoon like we all know what people do. They have cartoon characters for photos. Like,
yeah.
gonna be mad at a turtle? Come on.
But that's
Don't look at our website. My image is a cartoon character.
one of the challenges. I have a young.
Well,
It looks close though. Check it out.
okay.
Does it though?
I don't know. Yeah, Mary doesn't think. My wife doesn't think so. I need a different AI artist.
But it's a social. It's a media thing that really was the naysayers and the shit talkers are attacking you behind a veil of anonymity and a veil of unspecificity.
Yeah.
So you have the ability to shut that out, but that's something that you can educate others about too.
Exactly.
Because
Exactly.
I'm older and I have a really young son, so I see the vulnerabilities that those pressures create on them, and there's no need for it. Yeah, they have to be explained to them, but a lot of kids don't get the explanation. They just suffer behind this veil of, this veil of abuse or not, maybe not abuse, but pressure from others' opinions that are hiding behind anonymity and behind, a funny name that doesn't really say anything.
Yeah.
But when you talk face to face with people and you have that conversation, then they're not going to shit talk you like that.
Exactly.
So
Yeah, there's different kinds of comments. Some are just brutal, and then some of them are actually just like they don't buy it, right? But they're not being mean about it. They're like, yeah, whatever, And then those people actually don't hide their identity. They say who they are, and they're just like, yeah, whatever. But so then it's like you still have to prove those people are wrong. It's not about proving like the cruel ones, because those are just people are always gonna be like that. But then there's the ones that like
The skeptical ones.
skeptical.
Yeah.
That's the word. Yeah.
Yeah. And you have to work sometimes to have it prove yourself to them.
Yeah. Or
But then you select whether you want to.
But you don't have to do it directly to them, because as I continued to just walk the walk, and because in the beginning I was talking, I had no proof, but as the years have progressed, those comments have died down.
Right.
Because it's obvious that I've done what I said I was going to do.
Just prove it through your actions and
Yeah.
don't even worry about them.
Yeah.
Nice. So it says your next one was failure can be your biggest teacher if you allow yourself to be taught.
Yeah, exactly. It's like get out of the emotional squalor state. Take this as an investment.
Yeah.
What do you do with an investment? You learn.
Well,
When you
what a
invest in
brilliant way to
something,
look
you
at
wanna learn.
incarceration. It's
Yeah.
an investment. It took you a year to figure that out, but it's an investment. And
Yeah.
what can I get out of this?
Yeah.
What can I turn this into?
Yeah.
Got savvy. Nice. Owning your story is the key to owning your life.
Yeah. I mean, ownership is your biggest asset.
Yeah.
Like I always like to say, I might not own a house, but at least I can own my story.
Right. And you can build.
Yeah.
And you can put additions onto it.
And it's something that no one else can take from you. The second you don't own it, because people, when they don't tell their own story, someone else will tell it on their behalf, and then that's when people get canceled and things get
It'll be
misconstrued
skewed.
and like all those things. So beat them to the punch.
Right. Did you have to be quiet while you were going through the whole legal process?
In the beginning, yeah, but like as soon as I got out, I was like, whatever. Here we go.
Yeah, it was all done then.
and
Open up the floodgates.
Yeah.
was there
here's the truth.
any like repercussions over time, or just they were gone and they saw that you took what you had to do for yourself, and it was not implicating them, and so
Yeah, absolutely.
they left you alone.
Yeah, they left me alone.
That's good.
Yeah.
Nice. Then your next one is growth takes time. There are no shortcuts. Because we met 6 years ago. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's taken a long time.
Yeah, and I mean, so many people when they start a company, like they're so obsessed with like this crazy fast growth, and that's when you see so many companies crash and burn. They take all this money they don't need, then they don't own the company, and then they don't know what they're doing. They hire way too many people, buy too much crap they don't need, and there's no company.
Have you been reading my posts?
No,
That's
no.
what I write about. in this community here. It's full of
like you in the AI
venture
world right now,
funding.
like half of them are like losing all this money right now. 'Cause
None of
they've
them are
over-
making money.
Yeah.
And they won't make money for a long time.
Yeah.
But they're taking all this money and hiring all these people and investing in things that they don't know what they're doing, and they're taking money from investors who don't know what
Yeah,
they're
it's
doing.
greed, right?
And then ultimately,
but they all drink coffee.
and probably do cocaine. Just kidding.
yeah,
Damn.
and they'll continue to drink coffee.
At least mine's legal
For now.
for now. Yeah.
But they whittle away the owners. I call it death by 1,000 cuts. But it's this race to revenue, race to performance, based on metrics that come from some book or some expectation that, oh yeah, BlackBerry did it, so you should do it. And you have these angel groups who get together, it's a lot of money that incredibly good people, they just don't understand the business, the length of time it takes. They're hoping that this is going to be the next BlackBerry or RIM.
But there's also, being in business for 23 years with the same company and growing it slowly and growing it to my need,
Yes.
not to everybody else's perception of what my need was.
Yeah.
I didn't need to be rich. I didn't need to be famous. I didn't need to be on the front of the bag. That's not my thing.
Yeah.
I wanted a lifestyle.
Yeah.
No, yours is great, and people don't want to see
okay.
my picture anyway.
You're
so.
a lot better looking than he is. So.
But the point
comes in
being is,
handy.
you build something that suits your life and your needs. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people get into the game because they're pursuing something else, but they're using that trampoline called a business to get to this other place of wealth or fame, or and those you see a lot of the failures there because
Yep.
the motivation to do the thing is not there. It's the end game that they're doing it for.
Yeah.
Which
and
might not ever come.
Correct.
Right.
And if someone, if you take that path of this is the end game, I live the life that I get to live. I'm not in brain surgery. If your
Yeah.
coffee's going to be a day late, you're not going to die from that.
Yeah.
If I was a surgeon and I did the wrong thing, they might pass on the table. That's not so great. So it's being in a
issue.
place that where you interact with people. My business, I've always said, is the medium is coffee, but my people's about business and about satisfying those. Sorry,
Your business
my
is about
business
people.
about people. I got that
Yeah.
backwards.
That's
but it's
okay.
about
It's getting late.
It's about engaging with that community and providing them what they're looking for, and that they trust that you can give it to them.
Yeah.
And you build the community over years, and it develops. And
You enjoy what you do. I love what I
Absolutely.
do every single day.
I'm with you. I
Yeah.
I
High
wake
five
up.
for that.
I wake up eager.
What about you, Bill?
Yeah, I love what I'm doing now.
Good to you.
My FML with my buddies and talking to you.
Yeah.
Absolutely, I
There
love
you
it.
And this is inspirational for someone like me too, because I always had this desire to be able to converse with people about something, but never had the rest of it. And then when you face these failures or pockets of failure that you think you failed or you feel you failed, or the world came crashing down on you, and you were resilient enough to push it aside and keep going. And then over time you heal, and you look back and you're like, that was the crisis point. This was the day. That was the moment, and we superseded it and we went forward. And then we meet
And here I
like
am
individuals, but they come from a different path, but they've suffered that same way. And you're different than everybody else. They don't understand it. A lot of people just don't understand it, and that's
Yeah.
fine. And that makes us special.
Yeah.
In that sense, I think.
And happier, I think.
Sure,
Yeah.
we're satisfied with breathing at the end of every day and going,
Yeah.
wow, we did all these things, and tomorrow we'll get to do a million more new ones.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you never know how
Perfectly
they're going to
said.
shuffle the cards.
yeah.
And you're not going to do it alone.
No.
Because the next lesson here. Do you
I gotta go
remember?
for dinner soon, Bill. Let's wrap
Yeah, I
this.
know. Collaboration. I'm on number 8, so we're almost there. Collaboration is everything. But you have to learn to work with others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like sometimes people just want to do it alone. They think they can do everything alone, and you're actually limiting yourself.
Yeah, and
So-
they're hiding. There's a lot of IP stuff that goes on around here, and that you don't want to
Oh,
tell
yeah.
the story and hide it. and you
Oh
wanna
yeah,
make
I
sure that
bet,
nobody
especially in tech. Yeah.
Yeah, and so
Or like
there's
finance, all this. Yeah.
I had a guy that we were incubating in when I had my tech business.
Yeah.
And he just didn't want to tell us what he was doing.
Because he was doing nothing.
It was secret. There was IP,
Shh, don't tell anyone.
and it was incredible IP. It was incredible Eventually, I learned what it was.
It was nothing.
No, it was great. And he was working with the government on firefighting, forest firefighting, on peer-to-peer communication with rangers and hotspots. And he proved that it worked. Anyways, but he wouldn't talk to anybody.
Yeah.
He wouldn't bring anybody else in on the story. If he had a whole bunch of collaborators, this thing would have worked. And it would have been great.
It would have been like fire.
It would be fire. Okay, 9. Sharing before you're ready, which is basically what we were just talking about. Sharing before you're ready is better than waiting forever.
Yeah, exactly.
So you didn't have, you wanted to do this popcorn business, but you started sharing right away.
Yeah, I had like
You're
a
talking to
website before I
everybody.
even had a product.
Right. Which is, and I took that lesson from you. FML is a podcast without having a product yet.
Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah.
I had a landing page
to
that
do
my
it.
business partner built while I was still in prison. I'd write articles about my time in prison and post them live. So it's like coming soon, popcorn company. So yeah.
Brilliant. And then the last one, because you want to go for dinner before they close. Going through your embarrassment is part of the ride. I didn't translate it exactly.
Yeah, like sometimes like things are gonna suck. Sometimes you gotta face other people and it's gonna be like, it's not gonna be the best feeling, but at least it's honest and you'll get through it. And there's moments in business that are embarrassing, like say like a popcorn is stale or something, and someone gets it. Like I took a sample to like a chef who owned those restaurants, and he's like, "This is terrible." So you got So you gotta like,
or did he
so it's like you kind of have to get over your own fucking ego, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And you eat your mistakes, and you say you apologize, and you say, "Look, we screwed up. We're human."
Yeah, exactly.
We've done that.
I've
too.
had so many demos go
Yeah,
bad.
it's like all part of comebacks, right?
You get
Oh,
just that's right.
Whether
you
you're embarrassed
send-
by breaking the law, going to jail, or embarrassed by creating an inferior version of a product, or how the execution of a product, or anything, right? It's a normal feeling, but we always try to cover it up.
Yes, we're always afraid.
Yeah,
Fear is our
feeling
biggest
anything.
enemy.
Yeah,
Yeah, and being honest is one of the toughest things. And you've been honest with us. You've been honest right from the. I so wanted
especially
to talk
saying
to
I'm
you.
very hungry. I want to go to.
Well, yeah, I know. She laid down the lie. I got to be out of here. I'm starving. No, I'm kidding. She wasn't like that.
So what's next after popcorn?
Popcorn, we're honestly expanding our categories and sizes because there's still so much room to grow in the popcorn world. The speaking I love doing, as I mentioned before we started talking on air, was I just launched this Comeback Catalyst program, which is a business incubator for the formerly incarcerated on how to launch their business idea. Something that's very simple, something that can make them money right away, whether it's like a cleaning business or something that doesn't take a lot of startup capital. Because obviously when you come out of prison, you don't have a lot. Most people don't have a lot.
And
you
it gives them the backbone to be able to do it, or the instruction,
They already
or the
have the
education.
backbone.
Well, no, I don't mean the backbone of wanting. The backbone of logistics, structure, administration, operations, so that here's booklet 1, booklet 2, booklet 3. You take your idea, you use these booklets, and you'll get to the point where you can do what you want to do.
And every lesson is like we go through a different like part of business every week, whether it's sales or marketing or branding or registering your business. Like social media stuff, right? And then I have live different examples, not just mine, but other people that have also been incarcerated that have launched their own business from all around the world. Because I've been able to read all these stories. Like those were some of the stories that I read when I was on house arrest. It's like that was started to build my foundation of belief,
Right.
knowing that I could create something that's seen all these stories all over the world. So,
And the foundation is online, or
yes,
in presence as well.
it's online right now because it's available to all Canadians.
Nice.
And it's just easier for like security reasons in the beginning. You know what I mean? Like you still got to be careful.
Yeah.
No,
But
absolutely.
it's awesome to see how everyone's like working together. So yeah, we should have like 100 businesses launched by the end of the year.
Amazing.
Everyone's been incarcerated. So
Good God.
there you go. That's what's next. And I'm launching my book next year, I think, unless it gets delayed. But again, I'm not in a rush.
Yeah.
There's a whole life to live still.
That
Whole life to
was
live,
number
honey.
7. Growth takes time.
Yes.
Yes.
Especially my nails. My nails take so long to grow. But anyway.
My hair.
See what my yeah.
Mine too.
No, I've never had long hair in my life because my mom wouldn't let me, my dad wouldn't let me, my wife wouldn't let me, my friends wouldn't let me, and finally you just get to a point where like, I just want to try.
Yeah.
I may cut it. The day I can grab it in a ponytail, that might be the day I cut it all off. But it's still the challenge of just doing it. And
Some
seeing
people run
why.
marathons.
It takes a
They
while.
start running.
Oh, my
They
knees
wanna
are not like that.
No.
No, mine
You
either.
try to grow hair. That's
Yeah.
good. I like your ambitious.
The beard grows fast, but up top, not so fast.
You got to turn. You got to walk in
all
your
that
hands.
brain power slows it down.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't grow on
That's why
rocks
you're
either.
bald.
That's why I'm bald. Yeah, it doesn't grow on concrete.
Well, that's inspiring. It's a really fun story. Obviously the crucible of it is not, but you're dynamic, you're engaging, you're driven, you're
positive.
Inspirational. So hopefully people hear this.
But you're bringing other people up. Like it's
Yeah.
not just you building a business for yourself. You're building a business for a community.
Yeah.
And you're building a movement. You're helping other people get stronger.
Right, past their
It's
fears.
you're
so
not-
boring to do things by yourself. I don't know, unless it's hiking. I like hiking by myself. But like when
Yeah.
you're building something, like I like doing it with other people, right? And
Yeah.
because you can also learn from so many other. Like you can't do everything by yourself, and yeah, that's what.
You never stop learning either.
Yeah, exactly.
This, I'm sure, is going to be our most downloaded podcast. I think we're up to 8 now, so I bet 10 downloads. No, I'm kidding. I think we're doing a
Doesn't
little
matter
better
to
than
me.
that right
Doesn't
now.
matter to me. I'm just-
This was incredible. This is going to help a lot of people. This is why we exist. We want to tell the stories of that it's not over. That you can overcome your fuck my life scenarios. We talk to musicians. We talk to founders. We talk to people who are in the business of promoting. Like we had Mike Farwell on from 570. The guy is a brilliant community guy whose life ambition is to help others. So we want to, our goal really is to feature the stories of individuals like you and hopefully that resonates and gets people through things. And I'm so grateful for you
Thank
joining
you.
us
Of course.
and telling your story.
Thank you so much.
And Emily, with that, I'll let you go to dinner.
Going to dinner.
All right. Cheers.
Thank you.
Introducing Eco Coffee's Spotted Frog Blend, where bold leaps meet smooth landings. Why choose between light and dark when you can have the best of both? Our 50-50 blend combines the bright, fruity notes of a medium roast with the rich, velvety depth of a dark roast. It's balanced, it's bold, it's ready to jumpstart your day. With a body length of about 20 centimeters, bullfrogs are the largest frogs in North America, as well as the champion jumpers. Kind of like this coffee, big flavor, high performance, and a smooth finish every time. Spotted Frog Coffee Blend. Take the leap.